Well, Mutasim Ali is a legal advisor with the Wallenberg Centre. He joins us right now. Mutasim, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you were on the Hill today, and I appreciate the details around what you were talking about. It's at the end of the day quite brutal because you believe there is a genocide taking place in Sudan. Human Rights Watch suspects it is. The UN investigated. They apparently came close to declaring a genocide but fell short of doing that. But what actions have you tracked that lead you to this conclusion?
First, we were speaking about a situation that is the largest humanitarian crisis in the world today. It's the largest child crisis, the largest displacement crisis. And as the Raoul Wallenberg Centre, since the onset of the conflict in April 2023, we started documenting the atrocities. We spearheaded a letter signed by over 100 international experts and jurists. At the time, the idea was to alert the international community that there was an imminent threat and risk of genocide. And the minute the international community is aware of that risk, there is like a legal duty to intervene to prevent genocide. The whole idea of the Genocide Convention is to prevent genocide from happening, and so that's the reason why we spearheaded that letter. A few months later, we documented that the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces and Militia, that is backed by external actors including the United Arab Emirates, targeted the Masalid ethnic group. This is one of the largest ethnic groups in West Darfur, in the city of Al Geneina. They killed almost everybody. They went house to house. And the perpetrators declared their intention that we're here to wipe them out, referring to the Masalid.
And they were indiscriminate because based on what you said in the news conference, it was the murder and the rape of children as well involved in what was happening.
Absolutely. So they targeted first men, community leaders, and even women and children were not spared. People were targeted in their homes and in their way leaving the city, basically en route to Chad. And so that is one of the reasons why we concluded that based on clear and convincing evidence that the Rapid Support Forces has engaged in genocide against the Masalid in West Darfur.
So targeting an ethnic group, and yet regardless of what you've already tracked, as horrific as it is, you said today that the worst may still be ahead. What do you mean by that?
So since the massacre and the genocide in Al Geneina, the militia kept moving on to a city after city. In April 2025, they attacked one of the largest internally displaced persons camp in North Darfur called Zamzam Internally Displaced Person Camp. Most of the people lived there were displaced from the atrocities 2 decades ago. They've been living in that camp for about 20 years. And yet the militia went on and targeted and killed hundreds. At least this is like even way under count, hundreds, like at least 400 people, according to the estimate, this is way under count, were killed from the camp. And then they moved on to Al Fashir, the city that they just captured about less than a month ago. They imposed a siege for 18 months, preventing any food from entering the city, any medical assistance. And on top of that, they continued to shell civilians in their homes, in shelters, hospitals. And so everything was planned and well organized. They employed same tactics that they use in other places in West Darfur, in Al Geneina, in Zamzam, and Al Fashir now, and then they will move on and on. And that is part of the reason why we think and we believe that Al Fashir is not the end. Unless we stop this militia from continuing these atrocities, we'll continue to watch these atrocities time and again.
So now you're in Ottawa. You yourself are based in Washington, D.C., but you have come here to Ottawa with some prominent Canadian politicians. What do you want this country to do?
We believe that Canada can play a leadership role in ending these atrocities. One is by cutting off the perpetrators from the funding sources that allow them to continue the atrocities. And here let me be clear. The RSF is one main actor that is committing genocidal atrocities, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. But we also know that the other party, the Sudanese Armed Forces, is also involved in atrocities, crimes against humanity, and war crimes, as we documented in our recent report of War in Children. And the reason why these atrocities continue is because of the flow of arms and money to the warring parties. And therefore, they have to be cut off from the funding sources. Number two, perpetrators must be held accountable. We haven't seen any of those who commit atrocities with pride and broadcasted all over the social media, right? None of them has been held accountable. And I think it is crucial to hold the perpetrators accountable through either international mechanisms or regional mechanisms or even domestic prosecutions.
And we're quickly running out of time, but you also clearly want Immigration Canada to move on this to what? Reunite Sudanese families with family members here in Canada?
Absolutely. This is, I think, the most tangible action that the Canadian government can do to basically, to limit, to cut off the
waiting period.
Waiting period for the Sudanese who have families still in Sudan. I think that's really crucial, but also to increase the cap, allow more Sudanese to be reunited with their families in an expedited manner.
Well, Mutasim, as I said, you traveled here to take part in the news conference. Thank you for speaking with us today. We'll continue to follow the story.
Thanks a lot for the interest. Appreciate it.